back up. I promise I'ma make it spooky. Yeah, you're gonna need help.
Nobody called 50 Cent out like this in 20 years. And when it finally happened, 50 Cent did not call a meeting. He did not go on a podcast. He did not drop a diss track. He dropped a music video with a man who just walked out of prison after 18 years. And then he posted 4 sentences on Instagram and tagged his cognac, and the internet lost its mind. But here is what nobody is talking about yet. That Instagram post, that music video, that collab with Max B, none of that was random. And by the time this video is over, you are going to understand exactly why 50 Cent just pulled off the coldest power move in hip-hop without saying Papoose's name once.
Fuck Curtis Jack, that's what came to mind soon as I heard the track. Ball spitting lyrical, condescending to murder rap. Heard they shot his ass with a Nina, he deserved a Mac. About to turn the heat up, I got my hand on a thermostat. Ugly ass G-Unit sneakers, had the shirt to match, cause after Get Rich or Die Trying, yeah, every verse was whack. Mad cause Diddy hit your chick, you a jerk for that. Diddy clap them cheeks so loud, the neighbors heard the slap. That's why you made that documentary, you was hurt from that. I heard she fucked all 5 guys and they bring a burger back. Spoke to some conspiracy theorists, they said the earth is flat. They also said you work for Illuminati. Nervous rat, what would make this chump think that he could spit a verse with Pap? Somebody better pray for this nigga. Where the church is at, if it wasn't for M, you'll be looking for a purse to snatch. Bought your girl a wig, then you told her to return it back. 50, you a petty son of a bitch. Bernie Mac, killing this nigga softly. Lauryn Hill, Roberta Flack.
Let me take you back to where this started. Papoose has been in hip-hop for over 20 years. Real lyricist, New York legend, married to Remy Ma. The kind of rapper that other rappers respect even when the mainstream forgot his name. He was never going to be the guy who just sat down and let 50 Cent slide. So when 50 Cent started making noise about New York rap, Papoose did something nobody expected. He did not write a new beat. He did not build a new song from scratch. He went into 50 Cent's own catalog. He pulled out the one record that defined 50 Cent's whole identity, the record about surviving, getting shot 9 times. The record that made 50 Cent a legend in the first place. And he rapped over it. Think about what that means for a second. That is not just a diss. That is a message. It says, I am taking the thing you built your whole name on, and I am turning it into a weapon against you, in front of everybody. And the streets heard it. Now here is what someone who had nothing to do with this beef had to say the moment she heard it. That is a world champion boxer, not a rapper, not a commentator. Someone with zero reason to care about this beef, stopping everything she was doing to react like that. When the crossover starts happening, that is when you know something real just touched the culture. But Papoose was not done. He posted the freestyle, and within hours, one of the biggest names in hip-hop commentary co-signed it publicly. Not quietly, not in a group chat, publicly, with receipts, saying Papoose had the hardest diss on 50 Cent right now, period. That cosign spread everywhere. The comments went crazy. People who had not thought about this beef in years were suddenly picking sides. And 50 Cent? 50 Cent was in the studio, not responding, not reacting, not logging onto Instagram to clap back. In the studio. And who he was in the studio with, that is the part that changes everything.
Yo. Fuck her.
Here is what everybody thought was happening. People saw the silence and called it fear. The comments were full of it. 50 Cent is hiding. 50 Cent can't respond. Papoose finally broke him. Thousands of people convinced themselves that the silence meant something was wrong. That for the first time in 20 years, 50 Cent had nothing. That was the public version. Here is what was actually happening. While Papoose was posting freestyles and collecting cosigns, 50 Cent was releasing a music video. 600,000 views. No press run. No interviews. No explanation. Just a video, dropped clean. Moving like a man who had already decided the conversation was beneath him. And the person standing next to him in that video? Max B. A man who went into prison when Barack Obama was still a senator. A man who got handed 75 years and fought his way back through the courts, year after year, until he walked out. A man who came home and within weeks was back in the studio, back on stage, back building, like the 18 years never stopped him. 50 Cent looked at everything happening around him, the diss, the cosigns, The internet noise. And his answer was to stand next to that man and drop a music video. Not a clapback, a statement. And then, just when people were convinced 50 had gone quiet for good, he posted 1 photo, 4 sentences, no name mentioned, 132,000 likes, 10,500 comments, and his cognac brand tagged at the bottom. He did not say Papoose's name, not once. He called him a rapper who cannot write a hit. He wished him well like someone dismissing a child. And then he went back to his business. The pattern interrupt nobody saw coming, he monetized the response. While Papoose was using 50 Cent's name to build his own profile, 50 Cent used the moment to promote Branson Cognac to 40 million followers. He turned Papoose's biggest move into a free advertisement. That is not beef. That is a business decision. And the people who understood what just happened went very quiet very fast. But here is the thing that nobody has connected yet. The music video, Max B 75 years, reduced to time served. A man who was not supposed to be in prison in the first place. That choice was not random. And once you understand why 50 Cent chose Max B specifically, right now, at this exact moment, the whole thing looks completely different.
I got back on Ineffective, right? And it just seemed like every time something that impacted my life that was helpful, or when I went back down the line and when they broke the case down, it was like kind of heartbroken because I didn't think my lawyer had to. I was like, damn, nigga was doing that shit to me. So that was kind of like another upsetting. I wasn't in there getting ready.
Let me explain exactly how 50 Cent thinks about beef, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Most rappers treat beef like a boxing match. You throw a punch, I throw a punch back. We go round for round until somebody drops. The crowd keeps score. The internet picks a winner. That is how most people play it. 50 Cent does not box. 50 Cent plays chess. And the most dangerous move in his game is not the attack. It is the non-response response. The move that makes the other person look small without ever acknowledging they exist. He has done it to Ja Rule. He did it to Rick Ross. He did it to Floyd Mayweather. Every single time, the pattern is the same. Let the noise build. Let the other person swing. Then do something so far above the conversation that responding would actually be a step down. That is exactly what just happened to Papoose. Now, think about the Max B choice specifically, because this is where it gets deep. Max B did not just come home from prison. Max B came home from a situation where his own lawyer failed him, where the system gave him 75 years for something he says he was not even present for, where he had to fight from inside a prison cell just to get someone to look at his case again. And he won. Not because someone handed him anything, because he refused to stop. 50 Cent knew that story. Everybody in New York knew that story. So when Papoose used the Many Men beat, the song about 50 surviving being shot 9 times, as a weapon against him, what did 50 do? He walked into a studio with the one man in hip-hop whose survival story is even harder to argue with. Think about it like this. Papoose said, "You only made it because of Eminem. You only survived because you had help. Without somebody else, you are nothing." And 50 Cent's answer was to stand next to a man who survived 18 years in a New Jersey state prison, alone, with no Eminem, no Dr. Dre, no Gunnet behind him, and came home standing. That is not a music video. That is a rebuttal. And here is where it gets even colder. Max B was not supposed to be in that prison in the first place. He said it himself, in his own words, on camera. For the record, 18 years. For something he was not even in the state for when it happened. And 50 Cent, while Papoose was calling him a fraud, chose to put that man on his first major music release since coming home. That is the move nobody talked about. That is the part that should have broken the internet. But there is still one more layer to this. Because it was not just Max B who felt the weight of what Papoose did with that beat. There was someone else watching all of this unfold. Someone with nothing to do with rap. Someone who had every reason to stay quiet.
Yo! That ain't the hardest minute I ever heard in my goddamn life! This dude is crazy! Oh my God! Yo, that boy Pap is something serious, okay? That was serious, yo. Yo, did you, what? Hey, he got bars. 1 minute, and ate him down like that. Man, somebody better get the, what? Whoa, that was insane. That was crazy. No, Papoose is definitely one of the greatest. I said, man, this, y'all definitely going crazy in the comments, but boy, I say, yo, man, Pap is something serious, bro. You want me to replay it? All right, hold on. He crazy.
Sophie, Lauren Hill, Roberta Flack. Never. Yup.
Listen. First of all, I was getting ready for my fight, you know? I'm getting ready for my fight. And New Year's, this nervous motherfucker come fucking with me, man, poking at me.
Remember when hip-hop used to feel like it meant something? Not the views, not the streams, not the algorithms. The actual moments. The ones where you heard a record and felt it in your chest because you knew the person rapping had actually lived through something real. When the music was evidence. When surviving was the credential. That is what Many Men was. That record was not a song. It was a testimony. 50 Cent got shot 9 times outside his grandmother's house. 9 times. And he came back and put it on wax, and the whole world felt it. That record made an entire generation of hip-hop fans believe that survival was the ultimate flex. Not the cars, not the chains. The fact that you were still standing. So when Papoose picked that beat, he was not just picking a beat. He was reaching into the most personal moment of 50 Cent's life and using it against him. Somewhere in New York, a world champion boxer who had been minding her own business, coming off the biggest fight of her career, 18,000 fans in the building. Unanimous decision, not a single round lost, stopped everything. Not because she was asked to, not because she was paid to, because she heard what Papoose did and could not stay quiet. This is the moment that told you everything you needed to know about how far this had traveled. That reaction was not performance. That was somebody who fights for a living. Somebody who knows what it looks like when a person lands a real hit, hearing something that stopped her cold. Claressa Shields has been knocked down in her career. She knows the difference between a shot that grazes you and a shot that changes the fight. And her face said everything, but here is what made it personal for a whole different reason. Papoose has been fighting his own battle for years, watching the industry move without him, watching younger rappers get the shine, watching his name get smaller in conversations it used to dominate. And the whole time, Remy Ma beside him, his family solid, his integrity intact. He never sold out, never chased a trend, never compromised what he was, and all of that built up into one freestyle, over one beat, aimed at one man. You can disagree with the target. You can think it was the wrong move, but you cannot tell me you did not feel something when you heard it. Because that record came from somewhere real, and real always travels further than calculated. The problem for Papoose is that 50 Cent has been playing this game since before Papoose had a record deal, and the response that just came back was not what anybody expected. Not a diss track, not a clapback, not a threat.
Oh. Fuck Curtis Jack, that's what came to mind soon as I heard the track. Ball spitting lyrical, condescending the murder rap.
Here is the final truth nobody put together yet. Papoose did not just diss 50 Cent. He dissed the idea of 50 Cent. He said, "You are not self-made. You are not the survivor you say you are. You needed Eminem. You needed Dr. Dre. Without somebody else holding you up, you are nothing." That was the real attack, not the bars. The argument underneath the bars. And 50 Cent's answer was to go find the one man alive whose survival story cannot be questioned. Max B did not have Eminem. Max B did not have Dr. Dre. Max B had a lawyer who failed him and a 75-year sentence and a prison cell in New Jersey. And he came home, stood up, walked straight into a studio, and the first major record he appears on after 18 years goes to 600,000 views in 3 days. 50 Cent did not write a rebuttal. He cast one, and then came the Instagram post. 4 sentences, no name, 132,000 likes, cognac brand in the bio. While Papoose was building the biggest moment of his comeback, 50 Cent turned the entire situation into a content opportunity and a product placement. He made Papoose's most powerful move in years into a footnote in a business post. That is the move that broke people in the comments. Not because it was mean, because it was accurate. Think about what 50 Cent just did across this entire situation. He dropped a music video that got 500,000 views. He gave Max B, a man who waited 18 years, his biggest platform since coming home. He let Papoose collect every cosign, every reaction, every view from every commentator, including a world champion boxer. He let the internet build the story for him, and then he posted 4 sentences and walked away. He did not fight the wave, he surfed it. Every single person who made a reaction video about the Papoose diss sent traffic to 50 Cent's name. Every single person who debated it in the comments kept 50 Cent's name alive. Claressa Shields, reacting to it, put 50 Cent in front of a boxing audience that had nothing to do with hip-hop. DJ Academics co-signing Papoose reminded an entire generation that 50 Cent is still the standard being measured against. Papoose threw the hardest punch of his career, and 50 Cent used it to sell cognac. So, here's the question that is going to split the comments in half. Did 50 Cent just prove he is untouchable? That no diss, no beat, no cosign can move him? Or did Papoose actually land the first real hit on 50 Cent in 20 years, and 50 is just too proud to admit it? Because both answers are defendable. And that is exactly the point. One side says, look at the numbers, look at the chess move, look at Max B standing next to him. 50 Cent won this without breaking a sweat. The other side says, 50 Cent has responded to everybody. Ja Rule, Rick Ross, Floyd Mayweather, Game, Fat Joe. He responded to all of them. But Papoose gets 4 sentences and a cognac tag. Maybe that is not power. Maybe that is avoidance. You watched the whole thing. You saw the evidence. You heard the freestyle. You saw the Instagram post. You saw what Max B survived. You saw Claressa Shields stop her post-fight press tour to react. So, you tell me, did 50 Cent just end this? Or did Papoose just start something 50 is not ready for? Drop your answer in the comments. And if somebody you know is still sleeping on what just happened, send them this video right now, because this is only the beginning.